715-9397, the show for people who don't turn off the news. So, some big news. Somebody won the lottery and finally claimed it. $370 million net from $590 million. I had to talk about this because my head is going to explode with the details of this story. It's just unbelievable. All right, first up, I've got the article here in front of me from CNN. It was on their website. Now, I want to go through this because it's so ridiculous, the whole situation, and the efforts everyone has gone to, and what this lady is doing. My head wants to explode because of the numbers involved. All right, the ticket paid $590 million. I'll get into the other subjects in a minute, but this one I got a rant about for a few. $590 million. Now, she passed up the payout spread. No kidding. At 84, she passed up the payout spread and took a lump sum of $370.9 million. Right. So she immediately takes a haircut for $220 million. That money goes right back into the coffers of the state. Okay. She said she bought her winning ticket at a supermarket in Zephyrillis, north of Tampa. Okay. But in a statement to reporters, she said it was the fifth ticket she purchased for that drawing. She apparently cut in front of line. Well, somebody said, well, she says someone let her go in front of them. But you know darn well, if you've had any experience with the really old, over 80, they cut. I was in a movie line once, and we were all waiting for a line. I can't remember what the movie was, but it was one of those long lines, that extends around the building. And these two old ladies cut right at the front of the line. And I said, hey, the line's back here, lady. She goes, oh, is this the front or the back? She started acting, and then everyone goes, oh, just let her. I go, no, that's the line. So she cut in this one. She buys a ticket. So some guy's kicking himself, right, for not saying something. Then she's 84. She takes the money, and then she takes this is $370 million after the lump sum payment. Then she takes another haircut down for the taxes. Okay, there's a federal income tax comes to about 45%, so she's now down to about $150 million. In a span of a few minutes, she spent $400 million, down to the 100 and some odd million, right? And then what most people don't realize is she's 84 and a widower, okay, which means she's now used up her estate tax deduction for her lifetime. When she passes away, the estate tax, the federal estate tax with no exemption, she has no deductions for dependent children. She has a widower, so she has no husband to pass her estate tax exclusion to now. All right? Because if you marry a second time, sorry, you used it up. 90%. At the time of her death, she's going to take another haircut for another $90 million. Why on earth would this person pick up the money herself? She went there with her son. Give the ticket to him. Let him collect it. Otherwise, you're going to get nailed again at time of death. And it's at 84. That's probably pretty close, right? And she said she went there. Here, let me read this. The amount, blah, 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 blah. She was accompanied by her son, a trusted family friend. Yeah, that silver hair serpent's going to try and get some of that swag. And her legal and financial advisors, who on their right mind, who's in the financial services business, would tell her to pick up the ticket. Everybody I know of would say, hey, listen, have the son pick up the money. He can always sign it over to you. All right? Yeah, you might take an income tax hit, but it's better than the estate tax hit you're going to take at the back end. Oh, my God. You can only gift about $20,000 a year tax-free to somebody if it's your child. You should have let the kid pick it up and then just buy it whatever you wanted. Then it says here, this was the second largest payout. $656 million was the largest in March of 2012, split amongst the winners in Illinois, Kansas, and Maryland. I don't know how many times I see that. A winning ticket, $600 million, $400 million, or $300 million, whatever it is, and you got to split it with like 800 gazillion people because there were some other people who bought tickets and There are usually it's the winner is a pool. You know, you're in your office with every jackass in your office, and that's 300 tickets. So you know, a 300 million might actually mean only 100 grand to you. Mackenzie was accompanied by, when she came into the lottery's Tallahassee headquarters to get her winning ticket validated. You should have seen it. I watched the films. She had on the big glaucoma glasses and the cane, and of course all the shysters around her looking to cash in, you know, were all hovering around her. She drove up in a silver Ford Focus. Why wouldn't you're 84? Why wouldn't you hire a driver? Why risk, you know, injury or death picking up your lottery ticket? You're 84. You're probably not you got glaucoma glasses. Oh, okay. Well, wait a second. Let me finish this. O'Connell said, she said Mackenzie waited to make sure they were ready to handle the types of responsibility that come with that kind of a jackpot win. You know she won't. You know that kid won't. It's going to just be another situation. I mean, I saw the family with her, a bunch of bumpuses like you've never seen. You know, they're going to be spending it on stuff and go through it in a couple of years. Oh, why are these kind of the people the ones that win the lottery? Why can't it be a nice, responsible young family starting out life that could really put that money to good use? You know what she's going to do? She's probably going to go carpet her whole trailer with bright new blue carpet. That or donate the money to her church. You could bet on that. In some ways, actually, that might not be a bad idea. She could set up a charitable trust to protect the son. But the bottom line is, out of $600 million, by doing it this way, she's going to see less than $100 million, and probably even that. The lotteries are a big scam. Okay, lotteries are a way for the state to make money, not for you. Yeah, they'll give you a taste of it if the jackpot's big enough. But bottom line, this is a state scam. And anybody that says otherwise, I can run through the numbers with you. I think the odds of actually winning a jackpot are something like 172 million to 1. I've never compared that to anything, but it's like way above getting eaten by aliens, you know. And people do it. People sign up for it. People buy those tickets. You know, they buy them in different places. They come up with all kinds of scams. Some lady in the Midwest came up with a scam where she was able to like figure it out, and she constantly gets like reasonable jackpots, like 10 grand, 5 grand, because she's always hitting 5 numbers. She figured that the odds were better. She's a mathematician. Figures the odds are better for a payout on a lower one, so she plays consecutive numbers that hit regularly or something like that. But the big jackpots, this is a big scam for the state. We really should abandon this. I tell you, this is another thing that I would get rid of, is the lottery. You know, I mean, they say, well, I remember when they were trying to pass the lottery in the beginning, it was, well, it's for the kids. It's for the schools. You know you're getting hosed when they start whipping that thing out. Well, I think that's enough. I've ranted enough on it. I could go on this all day. It's never anybody you want to see win the one. It's always the bumpuses who win it, who use it to put linoleum in their new double wide, you know, or they bought their kid a new Mustang or something like that, some wasteful thing. They never really do any good with it. They never buy anything that's of any real value. It's what I was talking about a few days ago about making good decisions and how most lottery people end up bankrupt anyway. All right, enough of that.